It's me again. I am a little bit stressed. Because I have less time today than I had yesterday to do the thing that I didn't have time to do yesterday. And I also don't have enough footage. So anyway, okay. Bullet journal video, version 1, attempt 1. I have 9 of them. In different sizes. So they don't really, like if I put them in order, they don't stack very well. It's kind of scary, if I'm honest. Anyway. So there's a lot to say, and I can't say it all in the first day, and I don't know why I expect myself to be able to. So here are, I got some takeaways, and yeah, that's it. You're gonna see some cool pages in it, but you're not gonna see the whole thing anymore because I did a whole flip through, but there's a lot of pages, so. Yeah! Okay, so here's my bullet journal. So I realize some of you might not know what a bullet journal is. It's quite honestly fair enough. It's a system devised by some dude that just gave a name to a thing where you make your own agenda. It's really that simple. You take this blank notebook with a grid of dots, and it's completely customizable. But there are some conventions or modules or rhythms that you can take from other people and put into your system, and what I really like about it is that flexibility and that level of creativity, but also the community online of people saying, hey, I did this thing, look at it on Pinterest, maybe you want to try it. So only 2 of my 9 bullet journals actually have title pages, and one of those was my first one, and the other one was my 6th one, which I didn't actually label as a bullet journal. I just labeled it all kinds of BS because I needed to take a break from the pressure of doing a bullet journal. So it's actually ironically closer to the OG bullet journal system than any of my other ones. It's just a ballpoint and some paper, but I just needed that at that time. I count it as a bullet journal retroactively, and it actually does have half a title page. But honestly, I just use this as a way to get over that new notebook anxiety where it's like, oh my god, it's so pretty, I can't ruin it. So I just decide to ruin it later, and then I never do. I usually hit my stride pretty early though. This bullet journal had a few restarts, revamps, reattempts because I was moving this year and 2020 was 2020, so I needed to figure out my new approach to my bullet journal, so I came at it a few different ways, a few different times. One of the things I did do this year very successfully is decide that instead of tracking my habits and routines and tasks at the monthly scale along the lines of the calendar, I would instead go along the lines of the moon phases. And this has changed my life. I'm never going back, and hopefully I will have another video out soonish, whenever it happens, where I talk about how that actually affects my life. This is a pretty typical daily and weekly spread from early in my bullet journal. This is from November, and it's a rehash of what worked very well for me at uni, but has fell out of fashion in my life. I don't need a daily page to this extent anymore, and it just took me a little while to realize that. So then 2021 rolls around, provides me with a perfect opportunity to reclaim and redo my bullet journal about halfway through, and I was all for it. I just decided that this was worth sticking with, and I am so glad that I did that because I was correct. Okay, so I am gonna break away from chronological order here just for a teensy little bit, because I'm very proud of my moon spreads. This has taken the place of my monthly log, and instead of having a double spread page where there are events on the left side and tasks on the right side, I instead draw a beautiful moon, draw out the phases of the moon along that circumference, and then as the month progresses, I write in what I do at each stage. The coolest part about this change for me has been the direction of the recording and documentation. Instead of trying to predict what I will do and when, I use my agenda, which I love, for event planning, and another spread for task management, and this is merely a place for me to record all of the things that I have done. It becomes a done list instead of a to-do list, and it has made all the difference. I am also increasing my interest in astrology during this period of my life, so I copied out the significations of the house system, the whole sign house system, from an infographic on the Astrology podcast, just because I needed to get it into my head. And my bullet journal has also become a sort of everything book for me, which is just a book where if I need to write something down and I don't know which notebook it fits in, well, it fits in the everything book because everything fits in the everything book. It's a really great policy, and it really helps me just get things out on paper without worrying about, am I doing it right, or is it in the wrong place, or will I be able to find it later? Because if it's in my bullet journal, if it's in my everything book, then it's out there. This final spread for this video is my favorite weekly spread in my bullet journal, number 9. I've done weekly spreads before to different effects, different benefits and drawbacks, and like I said, I realized at some point this year that daily pages were no longer useful in my life and I could let them fall away, and instead I have really embraced my weekly pages. This one's my favorite because I really like the colors and the decoration, and it has everything that I've decided I need. The 7 boxes, the title, a little calendar insert, and most importantly, which I forgot to add this week, little things in the margins where I can write my tasks. It's very useful, and I just flat out forgot to do it this week, and I'm like, where do I put everything? Help! I'm managing, but it's been a time.
Hello, it's done. I filmed a bunch of stuff that's also like what I use for my bullet journal, but it's 7 o'clock on a Friday, and I'm done with what I promised myself I would get done. So here we are. Thanks for watching, and if you want to leave a comment, a question, something about my bullet journal, or a general suggestion of something to film, something you want to know more about, just a little comment, I don't mind. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.